Hey guys, Tank here. Monday night, and it is a holiday here in Canada. Been doing a whole bunch of stuff, fix a 6x6 today, and I'm a newbie at this. I didn't even mute my other live stream. Jeez. I'm getting too old for getting stuff. Nah, not really. Hey Grant, how's it going? Decided to do a live stream. I'm actually going to be fixing my twin hammer. Little while back, I actually installed the King shocks and the GCM front hoop that takes away the cantilevers on this. The problem I've been having, it's only on one side though, which is very odd, is that the shocks are too long, just a little bit. And when you're turning and you're racing, you're bashing and so on, the dog bone actually comes out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shocks apart, both of them, and I'm going to put little limiters in there. There's a bunch of different ways to do this. One way is actually by not brake lines, but there's some rubber hose you can actually get. And some people, you cut them and you can put that in there. Or if you have these in a kit, you can actually put these as spacers also. So me, there's two in there that are perfectly the same size, and they're very short, so not even a 1/4 inch. So about, yeah, I'll measure it. I have the technology. Not sure I have the know-how. They're 1/8, and that's about 4 millimeter, 3 millimeter. So I'm going to put these on there. Hey, Kelly, thanks for stopping by and showing some love. I really appreciate it. I understand that some people can't stay for the whole thing. So, like I mentioned, I'm going to pop these on there, take the shocks off. If people are watching, good. If they're commenting, I'll try to comment. If anybody wants to get in, I can send the link and have the link. One thing I did a while back, when you're working on shocks, I didn't have anything to hold my shocks for when they're sitting down and for the air to actually come up, or when you're working on them, you need something. So I actually built this with clothespins. So basically, it's just a bunch of clothespins, and I've taken some tie wrap to actually put them on. I know a couple people that actually did the same thing. It works perfect. The can's not even empty. Doesn't matter. I can still use it. It's just a cap. So, Axomatics, how you doing? I was just explaining that I'm going to be changing the. I'm going to put limiters on my shocks, and the limiters I'm actually putting. It's a stop to limit the travel coming back down, because I don't want them to come too far down, because I've been popping the CVD, the dog bone. Not the CVD, but the dog bone has been popping out every time I bash with it and I'm turning and it's stretching. Dog bone comes out. So the only way to fix that is to actually limit your shocks. So I'm going to be doing that. Let me change camera real quick to give you a overhead look. And there's my puppy with the ears and all that. Yeah, it's kind of cool because when you're driving down the ears actually flap like that. So I call it my puppy. If I can find all my tools, I'll be fine. I thought I was ready and prepped for this. Grants RC's waving. Wave your arms in the air. Shake it like you just don't care. James Price, is going good. I just read your comment. So I'm about to take one shock off. And please bear with me for a second. I'll be right back. There was a wasp in the house, and I just had to take care of it. So those are the king shocks. Very nice shocks. Very nice to work with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up, open the top, drain the oil, and actually take it apart to actually put the limiter in there. Mutt cut. Yeah, Dumb and Dumber van. It almost looks like it, but not quite. Trying to get the piece of plastic off, but it's being temperamental. I'm watching that wasp fly over. I just sprayed it with some stuff. It's dying slowly, but it's hovering over my head also. Hopefully it doesn't come here with a last dying breath and tries to bite me. I just heard it and on one of my RC car up there. I think it's dying on the TTO2. Yeah, every time I take this car out for a spin, it's always great with kids and good for a laugh. I installed 2 lights up here, and it's like his nose, but it's actually, they light up. So it's kind of cool. I was going to put some red LEDs in there, but I didn't have any. It would have been cool having like the nose in red, like it's puffing smoke or something. Bottle caps, how you doing? I'm putting shock limiters on my shocks. And that reminds me, I gotta fix the dog bone before I take it apart. Come out of there, you. There we go. So basically, the first thing you do when you take these shocks apart, you have to take the little ring on the bottom off. These have the 2-stage. Taking the first one off, taking the second one off. The limiters were all the way up, so I wanted them nice and loose. I will have to take off. Well, these were actually coming off all by themselves. Guess I'll put the thread lock on these. I guess they never installed thread lock, but I'll show you in a bit why I have to do it. So I have a choice to open it from this side or this side. Doesn't really matter which side you open it from. Hey, Sir Shrimp-A-Lot. I'm putting limiters on my shocks. Oh, the oil is pretty much all gone. I guess they did leak these. I heard they were pretty good. To tell you the truth, I can't even remember if I did check if they had oil when I first bought them. So, took the cap off. Now I'm just going to take the bottom off. Clean up some of the dirt. You do have to be a little bit careful when you push this out because they do have some O-rings here at the side. So you don't want to go too much on an angle or make it fall off. So here's a shaft. Cool bottle cap. Yeah, it's really cool. You can play with little parts. But these are hobby grade RCs. They're not like the one you buy at the Radio Shack or at Walmart. These you can actually modify them and tweak them and and change a lot of stuff. So I've been modifying a lot of RC for years, so it's a lot of fun. So one little clip. Two little clips. Now these just clip onto the shaft because I don't want to, I like having a lot of travel on my shock, so I'll leave it as much as I can. And I believe just this little bit of a limiter should stop me from, but like you notice here, these little wings are passing a little bit on the stop. So I'll take my flush cutter and I'll cut them up. Yeah, so Shrimp says he used to have a twin hammer too. Yeah, they're cool. I got mine used. There we go. Now I got the little ear off. And now I got nothing to stop it from sliding up and down. That's going to make my shock just a little smaller, a little shorter by 3 millimeter. Now, so that it does not come loose again, we'll be putting some Loctite. So Team Lozi Loctite, it's the blue one. Don't use a red one. Red Loctite is basically very permanent. You can use it, it's just that it's going to make it very hard to take it apart if ever you're going to be taking the stuff apart. Anytime you screw metal into metal, always try to lose Loctite. Anytime you screw metal into plastic, you don't have to use Loctite. Yeah, Bottle Cap says when he was little, hey, I'm still little. Actually, I'm 52, but I still build little cars and play with little cars, but now it's with my son. So my son's 8, and we build them. We have fun. We tried building one with him, but he's a little young now, so he'll grow. But he likes it when I sit down and I'm building stuff. If I take my cap off, I'll be better. Goes better when the cap's off to put the oil. I bought a model motorcycle the other day. I was going to trip into Toronto, so I decided to bring it so I could build it while I was in the hotel room. That didn't work out too good. I noticed that I really don't have the eyes that I used to have to build small parts like that and to paint and all that. So it's still sitting in the box. I haven't finished it. I just got to finish it. So what I'm doing is I filled up about 3/4 way, but now I'm actually going up and down to make sure I take all the air bubbles off. They get older and go off. Yeah, that's true. Your son, when they get older, they get to have their own friends. They want to do their own stuff. And they don't want to play with daddy anymore. Girls are so much cooler than daddies. So because this one has a bladder on top, it does have a bladder here. You don't you fill it up all the way, and then when you'll fill it, it will kind of overflow, but that's okay. You can clean it up after. But you got to make sure that you put a lot of oil on there so that when you start squeezing, it's actually is gonna overflow, and then you just clean up your mess. Oh, something's really weird with this shock. Looks like the bladder or something's not working. Yeah, it's a stiff bladder on this one. This is actually, they call it shock oil. Some people actually put WD-30 oil in there, but I don't really recommend it unless it's a synthetic oil, I believe. It might be saying it on the actual bottle. Yeah, it's silicone. This is certified silicone shock oil. This one that I'm actually putting actually has weight to it. What weight is how thick the oil is. So this is 32 and a half shock oil. I do have some different ones. I have 35 and I have 30. Oh, and I also have some 45. So 45 is very heavy oil, so it's thicker, so it makes it for the shock to be harder to come. So one thing you got to worry about is when you put in your shocks, that when you push on it, that it actually comes out a little bit like this. So the oil on it is to actually make it like a dampener, just to slow it down. And then the rest of the shock that you have, the springs and all that, those are the spring that the weight's going to go on and is going to. So the oil is to make it more like a strut. There we go. This shock now is just a little bit smaller than its counterpart. So that's really going to help my my twin hammer so that the dog bone doesn't come out. And before I forget, I wonder if I can show it, because this one is actually out. So you can see where the dog bone is supposed to go right in here, and it's actually just sitting on the outside right now. So I'm going to be pushing it back in there. Trying to, at least. I don't want to have to take the front end off like I usually do. Come on, Skippy. Cooperate. Sometimes you have so much trouble taking a pin out, and you wonder, how the heck do they actually have the strength to actually come out? And they're so hard to pop back in there. Come on, Skippy. I would have less trouble if I just take my A-arm out of there. That's what I might have to do. Not the A-arm, but the... Guess I have to. I didn't want to. More work to do. Cardosa Media, how you doing? I'm shortening my shocks by putting shock limiters on the inside of the shock because my dog bone keeps coming out, which is the front dry shaft. So now what I'm doing is I'm dropping the front suspension so that I can actually put my dog bone back in, my dry shaft back in. Got to be careful sometimes because when you do these videos, you use the term of the actual part numbers, but some people, it doesn't ring a bell. Come on. Play nice. There we go. Now that the arm is off, this whole wheel actually tilts way better. And now the dog bone is back into there. So if I can switch it, you can actually see in there. And I can turn it, and now it's actually turning. Now I can put this back in there and put my screw back in there. Hey guys, when you get a chance, go visit each other's channel. Give it a like, give it a sub if you'd like. Like you guys all showed up here. And at the same time, to help me out, don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. It helps me for people stopping by for the YouTube. They like it because it makes my video pop up on their screen saying, hey, a lot of people like this video, so why don't you like it? So really appreciate it if you give a thumbs up. To my little puppy. My little puppy twin hammer. With this thing, I did the Terracross last year, not this year, but last year I went with the Terracross with this. And I actually won second place in class 3. So it's actually a class 2 rig, but I actually came in, actually, sorry, no, it is a class 3 rig. But everybody else had 2.2 tires, and I had very small 1.9 tires. But it was fun. I was just taking my time and playing it smart and making sure I didn't screw up that good. There we go. That's done. So right now the whole front end does not have any shocks, but I'll be putting the shocks back on once I shorten the other one. Now, which one was it that I did? Oh, good night, Grants RC. We'll see you later. That's an easy fix. It'll be good. Thanks, Cardoso Media. Yes, and I'm already subscribed to you, Cardosa, so it's all good. Where's my video? Where's my chat? There we go. So we have to do this one. One done, one to go. Like I mentioned, this is a Hangout. So if anybody wants to come in, they can. Chit chat live on video. If you don't have a microphone and mic and a camera, you can chat. Doesn't matter, but with or without the camera. Some people sometimes just like to use a voice. But here I'll paste a link to join. So if you're on your PC, you can join. If you're on the cell phone, it sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm kind of glad I took this one apart. I think I just found out why it was coming apart. This one was almost off already. That's probably why that one was longer. But anyways, I'll shorten it just a little bit. Oh, and this one, even this cap was off. So what I'll do is I'll give it a little dab of thread lock in here. So I foresee that this one does not have any oil in it either. And it's dry as a bone. But like I mentioned, I don't think I checked when I put these shocks on to see if they actually had oil. These shocks on. See if they actually had oil. Can you shut off the other audio? Thank you. Are you working on your shed, in your shed too? In your garage?
Yeah. I just finished working on the Bronco, actually.
Okay. What'd you fix?
The whole truck. Up in Bracebridge with it, and I wasn't nice.
Somebody came.
When in doubt, throttle out.
Yeah. Somebody here also burnt his motor on his TRX4 this weekend. Sunday on my trail. I forgot to tell him to bring me his motor. I want to take a piece of wood and drill some holes into it and start doing a collection of burnt motors. These motors died on the trails here. That'd be funny. Hi, Mike. Thanks for dropping in. Say hi. Appreciate it. We're just fixing shocks here. We're trying to. That was a big air bubble.
Yeah, plus I'm also editing videos now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Got two little eyes on that truck.
Yeah, put googly eyes. Just
why does that not surprise me?
Googly eyes you get at the dollar store. My son thought it was funny. Heck, I thought it was funny. One shock done. The other one's almost done. So there's an event going down close to where you live. No, it's on the other side of Toronto. Sorry, it's the Builders Guild or something like that.
Yeah, I think they're doing one, and there's one in Bracebridge on the 15th.
Bracebridge, is that more on your side of Toronto?
It's up past Barrie, up north.
Okay. Because I almost said yes to that one in the, but then I looked where it was. I go, okay, I'm not going all the way there.
I think you're talking about the one on the 22nd at Craig's place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to that one.
That's a little far from me.
Yeah.
Well, it's a 6.5 hour drive, but still, like, whoa, okay, wait a minute. If I was in the area, it would be not bad, but. So, putting it back together. So there's your. So I see I saw a post that you fix your other Jeep by popular demands. People were asking for it.
No, the TF2.
Okay, it was a TF2. Yeah, the one with the back, the towing.
Yeah, the wrecker.
The wrecker, yeah.
Oh, everybody's like, first everyone, all they see is the wrecker out. Then it's all they see is the Jeep. Now I got the Traxxas out. Like, where's the wrecker? Where's the Jeep? Like, they're in the trunk of my car.
Yeah. I thought you sold the TF2. I wasn't sure.
I had it for sale because a couple of people asked about buying it.
Okay.
And nobody paid up.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's hard sometimes to sell something. Well, some people don't know the value, but some people do. But it's tough sometimes. I purchased a Yeti. I don't know where I'm gonna. Well, I gotta pay it first before I get it. But it's gonna be fully upgraded with all metal parts, metal gears, and all that. So it should be good. I shouldn't have to do any upgrades. This shock is not cooperating on where it should go. There we go. Sweating bullets over here. It went in. Yay! Yeah, I even gave teeth to my little car a little while back. Because I had some teeth here, but you can see one kind of leftover of it. And it was cool with the teeth. Because what I did is I cut and I put the battery there. So it's like a mouth.
All right.
So it's really cool. But usually what people do with this is they keep the bolt here, the big long bolt, and they flip it the other way. Like that, they can put anything. But when I noticed this, I go, wait a minute. It makes more sense me opening it the other way because I give these things Google eyes. Figured it's going to be cuter. Even Viterra actually posted it on their Facebook group, this truck, saying what a genius idea. He's got a front opening hood. Oh, that was kind of cool. But originally they didn't even put my name on it. They just put the truck. And then Dave noticed it. Dave told me, and then they told them, hey, what's up? You don't even give credit to the guy that created it. So they actually turned around and put my name on it after. You guys want to know anything about shocks? It's a good time to give questions. Randy's here to answer them, and I'm here to answer them. We can't find the answer. We know who to call. And it ain't the Ghostbusters.
Call Chris.
Yeah. I got his number.
So do I.
Doesn't mean he's going to answer, but I still got his number. His phone is always ringing. There's always something for him to do. Sorry if I'm putting my big head in the way. I need to see what the heck I'm doing to put the screw in there now. And just like that, we're almost done. That was a quick fix. I put my Loctite away and I wasn't finished. So what were you listening to when you were got the alert? Were you listening to anything else on YouTube? Randy?
No, I was actually editing a video.
Oh, you were editing. Cool.
I'm still doing it, actually.
Yeah. So what I want to do, I want to do a quick video one of these days, and I want to edit, but I want to edit the video live just to show people the process of editing. Might be a little stiff with the oil and the way the cap is, because I think my little pin was getting close to hiding those two little holes for drainage, but they were not bad. But it doesn't come back as quick, so I might be playing with it to see if I can't smooth it out or make it better. There's my puppy. Here, puppy, puppy, puppy. There she goes, just as new. I got big gears on there. I can't remember the ESC that the guy put in there, but I know it's a big one. The big motor there. He's got a, and you can't tell the motor because everything is closed.
Well, when I had mine, I had the old brushless blowback in mine. Timbuktu.
Oh yeah?
It worked great.
Yeah, this one has a Tekin red line something. I can't remember what it's got, but it is brushless, and it's a fun little truck. It's geared low, but it does have the 2-speed. So.
Mm-hmm. A couple times I thought about picking up another one. It's just a fun little truck.
Yeah, and you can pick them up used and still in decent order. And even Bang Goods has their clone that's almost the same. Well, it's the same truck, but a much cheaper. But it's always nice to support the original people that actually made it. So, but mine's been all modified. The rear, the tire is not like back here anymore. It's actually shortened a little bit, so the tack angle is a heck of a lot better. So weight distribution is a little bit different. So. And voila, just like that, it's done. Well, guys, thank you for joining in. Made this kind of a quick, fast video, but that's basically if you want to shorten your shocks so they don't travel as long. Let's say you have 110 millimeter shocks, you don't need them to be as long. Just put a spacer. Just put a spacer in them, so you can actually shorten it very easily by putting they're called little plastic hoses that you can actually put inside of them, or you put a bunch of these in there, and that will shorten your shocks. So if you have long shocks and you require a little shorter, that's one quick way to do it. Thanks for joining, guys, and we'll be talking to you later. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to comment of what you'd like to talk about next time or whatever. Thanks. See you later.